high ticket sales is not for everyone. My friend quit his job at the casino to essentially go all in on high ticket sales, and he ended up quitting after around 3 weeks. So I just wanted to bring him on for an interview so you can see a true, authentic process of what it's like for someone getting started in the space.
So I left my job as a part-time casino dealer. I wanted to go all in on high ticket remote sales, and just to see how far I can go.
Yeah. Okay. How long ago did you leave your job?
I left it a month ago.
A month ago. Okay. And then how long did you do sales for?
It must have been, um, I want to say 2.5 weeks, 2.5 to 3 weeks.
Okay. So let's talk about your experience. So you left your job, and then the week after leaving the job, it was mainly like kind of us training you and like getting you kind of caught up to speed, understanding like the mock calls, the structure. How was that portion for you, would you say?
That was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like with enough time, like anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's not that, it wasn't that difficult to follow, and like, it was, I mean, at the time, I remember like being kind of excited, like getting better, just like with every call, every mock call, and every training, like you just keep getting better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then, so after that first week, we got you on an offer. So this offer, I got him on through a mutual connection, my boy Ryan, absolute G. Um, it's a trading offer. It's a pretty big trading offer in the space, and we can kind of talk about your experience with that. I guess first of all, why did how was your just your experience there? Let's say, like, what did you think about it? What were some of the good things that you liked about it?
Sure. So, I mean, honestly, from the get-go, I will say like it's kind of a double-edged sword, but they kind of gave me everything. Like in the first day, they gave me all the tools. Um, like you get access to like a gym membership, and like you walk into the gym, like everything is there, bro. All the tools, all the equipment, like everything you need is there. Um, but like that comes with the double-edged sword of like, okay, now you need some sort of like guidance as well.
Yeah,
Um, so they kind of threw me in that like jungle, which is
yeah,
like, okay, it made me uncomfortable. It made me like, okay, I have to actually like push myself, like I have to show that I actually want it, which is good. It's
yeah.
something that I haven't felt like that in a long time, and like being out of that comfort zone did actually show me like, okay, like this is what it's gonna be like.
Okay. Did you feel like you were in a position where, like, if you did put your head down, like, you just, like, follow the tools, like, you showed up and you put in the work, you could have started making, like, 5 to 10K a month within, like, a few months?
100%,
Okay.
uh,
Why do you think
thousand
you were
percent.
percent?
Um, it's just it's a very clear path, I want to say. I can't emphasize that enough. Anybody who asks me about my experience, I always tell them like it's just a clear path getting to 5, 10K a month as a setter. My offer was the setters on my team were doing really well. They knew what they were doing, and yeah, it was just like if you just put in the work and you just like actually, if you actually like commit to getting better at doing it, then yeah, I don't see how that wouldn't be a possibility.
Yeah. Do you feel like you had the proper support in terms of, like, being on that team and even from, like, me as well? Like, do you actually feel like you had the support there?
Yeah, I do. I think one thing that I definitely should have done, and that I kind of fucked up on, was like I didn't really ask too much questions, or I didn't really like when I got confused or like when I needed help, I sort of just like try to just figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
But honestly, like if I were to go back and do it all over again, I would definitely be like asking asking my team a lot more questions.
I guess why did you, if you saw the clear path then, right, for you
Yeah.
to start making? 5 to 10K a month? Because that was the goal that we had set out initially. Because at your casino job, you were making within that range, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you saw the path there. Why did you end up jumping ship after those like 2.5, 3 weeks?
For sure. Um, so I do want to say like at the casino, I was working less than 30 hours a week,
Hmm.
making I was on track for 80,000. So it was up between like six around 6K a month, I want to say. Um Switching from that, um obviously with the casino, like I have to drive there, I have to fucking get ready. Um like I actually have to be at a job, which obviously sucks and was something I wanted to get out of. Transitioning that to I was working like 7 days a week on this high ticket remote sales offer. Um, I was just dialing people all day. Um, it was like a rough transition. It
Yep.
honestly, I was used to having a weekend. I was used to like having a day off, and on my Saturdays, like having someone message me like, "Yo, you gotta hop on, make some more calls." It was just like I was like, "Damn, dude, like, fuck, I see the vision, bro. Like, I see it. Like, I could be making hella money doing it." It was just like, um, I don't know. I should have thought about my priorities more. I want to say like for me personally, like I still live with my parents too, so money isn't the biggest issue for me. And I think that was like the main deciding factor was like if my back was against the wall, if I needed to make money, I needed to help out people, dude, I would have made that shit work. I would have put my head down, started grinding, but right now it's like I'm in a privileged position of like, okay, I can take a step back. I can be like, okay, is this a path that I want to do way down the line?
Yeah. So why was it not a path that you'd want to do way down the line though? Is it mainly just because like it was a lot of hours? Was it like the type of work it was? Like what specifically? Why was that?
Yeah, I do want to say like for me personally, I struggled a lot with some of the moral loopholes. I mean,
Pitfalls.
sometimes yeah, sometimes like I felt like I was just straight up lying to these people and like just to get them to buy the product. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said before, I didn't even have access to the course. So when people were asking me like, "Oh, are you a day trader? Are you making 10K a month? Do you hang out with Alex?" And it's just like I have to tell them what they want in order to get them to buy the course. Like
Yeah.
um sometimes like it's funny and it but other times like it just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
Um I just think that um sales is an amazing skill. It isn't for everybody though.
Yeah. Who would you say it's not for?
Mm. Good question. Um Honestly, I think it's hard to say because like I said, like I feel like I definitely could have been successful with it. And I think that anybody can do it. Now, should everybody do it? I don't know.
People who I would think would be good at sales or even just like business in general, they like grinded something in their life like really hard before, like
Mm.
gym or like video games or like a sport, something like that, and then you can just kind of like transition that into this because it's like you work a lot, but it's like it's linear where it's like the work you put in correlates to like the amount of money and like the growth you have. So, because I'm sure that's not what it was like at your job, really. It's just like
Um,
and do like a few hours, like 8 hours, and it's like more like a line rather than like a slope.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's also a reason why I left was like I felt capped because yeah, it's just yeah, like you're saying, it's just a line.
yeah,
Um, there's only so much skill and experience that'll help you out as a dealer.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, it was enjoyable. It was really nice having a skill, or like practicing the skill of like doing something where that's sort of uncapped. Like you
yeah,
see all these like high ticket remote salespeople making way more than 5-10K a month. Like,
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Like Justin, he joined as an appointment setter on like a good offer, right? Where you can make 5 to 10K. But the beauty of it is once you get good, there's a lot more growth where you can go into a closer. Like, do you know how much the closers on your team were making?
I don't know exactly, but probably 20K, um, if not more.
You said
So did
what?
you?
Sorry, I'm cutting out a bit. You said
No,
20K,
you're good.
not more.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't know exactly how much, but probably 20K or more. With
Yeah, I actually
closers.
know a couple of the closers on your team. I think one of them made 16K. One of them made around like 25 to 30
Dude,
as well. So
yeah,
yeah, there's
I believe it too.
yeah, there's definitely like big money in this space, especially if you have like the right connections and everything like that. But it does come with like a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice. You're gonna be working on the weekends. You're gonna be talking to a lot of people. Um, yeah, it's definitely gonna be challenging. So that's the thing about sales. That's why I would recommend this business model to most people who like are hungry and want to work because there isn't like much downside. Like you're not starting a business, you're not going to lose a lot of money. But on the flip side of things, it is essentially like a glorified 9 to 5. Like you're essentially going to have a boss. You're going to be working more than 9 to 5, but it will long term build you a skill where you can have more freedom. In terms of people I wouldn't recommend this for, at least based on my experience, if you actually want to be good and make money and like get opportunities, you need to have time available to do it in the first place. Like for me, I have a remote job, but this is essentially in terms of time my full-time thing, right? You're really not going to get good or see much growth unless you can essentially make this like a full time or even more than a full time thing if I'm just being completely realistic, especially at first. Eventually, you can get to a point where as you get better, you can have more leverage, maybe just work more part time. But at the start, it's going to be competitive. You're going to be needing to prove yourself. You're going to need to be putting in the work. So you can't really be like half in, half out, honestly. Unless you're like a DM setter, then maybe you can just like message on your phone and make money. But like if you actually want a phone set, become a closer, scale up and like get to like 20, 30K a month beyond, like yeah, dude. Like obviously you'd have to put in the work to get there and it's going to be more work than most typical 9 to 5s. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.